have Mark as always.
As always, yes,
As
I've
always.
never left.
And Michael's back.
I'm back.
Return of the King.
He's here.
Yes.
Yay.
I'm back. I did it. I am alive.
See,
Yeah.
how good is
Where have
this?
you been? What have you been doing?
I just stopped existing for like 3 weeks.
Oh,
I slipped into that episode of The Simpsons with the baseballers,
yes.
and you know how one of them slips into just a void. I was there.
I thought you were in the subspace highway, like just outside of the city.
No, I was the void. It was good.
Okay.
It was, I was there. It was
Nice.
fun.
Yeah, you came back
But
human.
no, I moved. I'm in a new house with new Wi-Fi,
I was going to think it's your new wife. I'm like, whoa.
new waifu.
Didn't tell me that's why you moved out.
Yep, I got kicked out.
Yep. Man.
That's when we go, the whole podcast gets derailed and it's just about Michael's last 3 weeks. It's like, so what have you been up to?
Well, it's been rough, guys.
Turns out getting kicked out is really good for you because you end up moving into your own home and getting a bigger place, a
It
garden.
worked really well for you if you just get divorced.
Gotta make sure she's rich first, though.
Yeah.
that's how you.
I
get
gotta
that money.
make sure nobody takes a soundbite of that. What I just did.
Yeah.
If
That's
anyone's
me every
there,
stream. I'm just sitting there going like, "Here, case is being built here." Yep.
Yep.
I should probably just shut my mouth.
Oh, brilliant. So, today,
Mhm.
because we've got 2 films to go through, I decided not to throw any extra topics in. I'm usually one for
Yes.
throwing it in and being that guy. Not today. We've got a lot to get through. We've got 2. So, I thought we would start with... Well, actually, what do you want to start with? Do you want to leave the nut one till the end? Like, build up to the...
Which one's the nut one?
The one that's nutty. It's actually bonkers.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Sorry.
You're talking about Double Dragon,
Yes.
right?
Would you rather do Prince of Persia or Double Dragon?
I think we've probably got more to talk about when it comes to Double Dragon, really, than we do with Prince of Persia. So we should probably get Pop out of the way then.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, Pop.
Yes. Right. Okay. Because I even changed up the overlays so that when we're talking about Prince of Persia, it says Prince of Persia. And then we go to Double
Ooh.
Dragon, goes to Double Dragon.
I can.
Yeah.
Fancy.
Check
Yes.
you out.
I know, right?
Yes.
Makes it look as if
But-
I'm doing something when I'm really not.
I clicked a button. Am I getting paid?
So, anybody have any opening thoughts on this?
Yes, Prince of Persia, the Assassin's Creed film.
Yes, the Assassin's Creed film we never got.
Yeah.
Except for that.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry. Shall I not mention that?
Yeah, I mean, actually, like, going back and watching this again, I didn't realize how much of this was actually just Assassin's Creed compared to Prince of Persia. Like,
Yeah.
there's literally scene for scene parts from Assassin's Creed in this, like him standing on top of the podiums, him like doing
Yeah.
the swan dives into the hay bales and all this kind of shit, and the
I
slow
like-
mo effects. And I'm
There's
like,
so much like walking along like certain pillars and stuff, and like I don't know. Yeah, it's Assassin's Creed the movie.
and also the first live action Aladdin, like and the first like kind of part of
Yeah,
it where
yeah.
like he's the kid and he's running around getting adopted by the king. It's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, Prince Sally.
I think it was weird because I looked into like the dates of it, and obviously like Prince of Persia has been a whole franchise, but they did
for
have
a long ass time. For a long ass
yeah,
time.
but they had Sands of Time, which is like people find to be one of the more standout games.
Yes.
Never played it,
Oh, okay.
Same here.
but whenever someone says Prince of Persia, that's the one that comes to mind. It's like, you know, the franchise, so I know Sands of Time is
Mhm.
a biggie.
Yeah.
And that came out in 2003.
Yes, I think
something
so.
like
Yeah,
that.
it was
Yeah.
close about there. It was at the beginning era of the PlayStation 2.
Yeah. And this film came out in 2010.
Mm.
But Assassin's Creed has come out in 2007 or 2007, I think it was.
Ah, the
So
plot
there's-
thickens.
There's this sort of, oh, well, let's just take some inspiration from that then, shall we? And just put it into... Like, it would have been a whole different film if Prince of Persia had come out, 5 years earlier in the interim between the games.
Well, this is what I'm getting at, because this film feels like a nice bridge, if you know what I mean, between the Mummy films and like Pirates of the Caribbean
Yes.
style films.
Yeah.
Right? It just kind of gets that right mix of like action comedy and just goes, bloop,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
It's see for me, it's an adventure film, and I'm like, I was thinking when I was watching it, when's the last time I watched an adventure film where it is like this whole giant quest, where there's always this
Yes.
big thing, I couldn't think of any, especially like that outside of older films like The Mummy and Pirates of the Caribbean. I couldn't think of modern ones now. I know this isn't
I
like
mean,
modern, but like now
the
it's more.
closest thing you get to is like Mission Impossible films, really. I
suppose.
mean,
Yeah.
but they're more espionage thriller
Yeah.
than they are adventure, but they got the same kind of
Yeah,
story beats, same kind of feel, maybe.
it kind of
Yeah.
made me wanted an adventure film, because even though this was very middle of the road for me, it was
Yeah.
the Sonic thing. It did everything it needed to do and not much
Mm.
more.
I tell you what, I enjoyed this more than Sonic.
Oh yeah, no, I
Right.
enjoyed this way more because I thought the fighting and the action was pretty spot on. I liked him doing the parkouring
There's
and
a-
stuff.
There's an overuse of really bad slow motion.
Yeah.
Kind of like they'd watched 300 and thought, how do we do that? And didn't do it right.
Yeah.
They just kind of like slowed down the film stock, and it was like,
That's not how this works.
I get the idea when watching this that they really just wanted to capture that feel of like the old adventure movies, like proper kind of like I can't even think of one off the top of my head, but like a Jason and the Argonauts style, sort of like
Yes. Clash of the
like-
Titans type stuff.
yeah, something where you set your film in the Middle East, but you cast only white people have English accents.
Yes.
Yep.
See,
That's the one.
I'm so happy for these films because I didn't realize that ancient cultures were posh English people. Like if it wasn't for
yep.
these films,
Everyone.
I wouldn't have known this.
Did you not know
No.
Ben Kingsley was from Middle East Europe?
No,
Like,
I did not know.
Ben Kingsley kind of gets away with it. He's half and half, isn't he? Yes,
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he is. Yes, he's the only one that gets away with it. So if you're bringing anyone to criticism, it's not Ben Kingsley, right?
He's the one with the poshest accent, though.
I know, but he does it so well.
Yeah.
But I think he's legit the only person in that entire film that you can't be upset at for pretending to be Middle Eastern.
No, I can't. No.
Nope. There we go.
He's looking it up.
Oh,
Yeah.
fact checks UK.
This is a question I wanted to bring up, and it was: did you all find it weird having Jake Gyllenhaal not be Jake Gyllenhaal for the first film ever?
Yeah, like see when I saw this in the cinema, like that. To be fair, all I'd really saw him in before that was Donnie Darko,
Yeah.
right up until that point. So this was kind of a big leap for Jerry Bruckheimer to kind of like take him in and go, "Yeah, you're going to be the new action star," and people just went, who?
Yeah.
What? That skinny little boy from that one movie where he plays like an emo type thing? It's like, sure, we'll do that. And all of a sudden, up turns Jake and the fucking buff as hell,
Yeah.
like long hair, like bearded on, and he's just like, let's go.
I really enjoyed him like this. I liked him being this kind of fun guy. I thought it was
Yeah.
so cool. His accent was atrocious. It's just like,
It is.
if everybody's not going to sound Middle Eastern, just make him American. Just let him be American. No one would care.
See, this is the thing I have an issue with because I never know where I fall on this argument. Because if you remember movies like Enemy at the Gates is one that sticks in my mind,
Yes.
where literally everyone just made up their own fucking accent throughout that entire film, and it was just painful,
Yeah.
painful to watch. And this one, like, I think it gets away with it because it is trying to, as I say, mimic those older films where people were just like over the top acting English accents,
Yes.
and like you kind of
Yeah.
rolled with it. So
Yeah. It's also like consistent. Like everyone's kind of got that same accent, so it blends a bit better. I was
Yeah.
telling Chris about a film recently that doesn't get away with it, and maybe you've seen it, Mark. Alexander.
Alexander. No, I don't think I've seen that. No.
It is 2.5 to 3.5 hours of your life that you will never get back.
What more than like
It
was
is.
it called Gods of Egypt? Or was that the one I'm thinking of?
Gods of
Gods of
Egypt.
Egypt 2016 film with
Jared,
The one with
um,
no, that was Christian Bale. Gods of
It's,
Egypt was
No,
Nikolai Coster.
no,
was Gods
no,
of Egypt
yeah.
not...
Gods of Egypt was Gerard
Jared
Butler. I'm
Butler,
thinking
Jared
of
Butler, yeah.
I'm thinking of Gods and Kings.
No, yeah. But
yeah,
that,
Kings of
that was
Egypt
another
was
one
bad.
where like, oh god.
Yeah.
Like,
New Testament style. Yeah, no. Alexander is about Alexander the Great. You know that the Macedonian guy from like around Greece, Turkey, that kind of area. So naturally, he's played by Colin Farrell, who can do American accents. So we're like, that's fine. He's got it. No, he's Irish. Thick, heavily Irish.
I want him to go like full as like he's from Cork or something like that, or Derry.
It's like,
we settled Canada over there. What the hell are they doing now?
it's fine. It's fine because he's going to be the only Irish person. No, his dad has a thick, heavy Irish accent as well.
So
It's-
yeah, like we can forgive Prince of Persia then,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
We've established
yeah.
this. Like,
That's fine.
it's fine, right? But
Yeah.
like overall, I find myself when I think of this movie, like it's like you said with Sonic the Hedgehog, it's that kind of thing of you did your job, but it's better at what it did. I mean, the action scenes are good. The comedy is passable, because it's a Jerry Bruckheimer thing. You're like, ha ha ha, he did the funny.
Mm-hmm.
There's like emus or something.
Oh
Like,
no, the ostriches! I love the ostriches.
yeah. The ostrich bit was probably the most like comedy thing of this entire film.
So good.
But-
As owned by Alfred Molina of Doc Ock fame.
yes.
Ah,
He is actually like he's pretty fantastic in this, but
Mhm.
for a small part character.
Yeah.
Like that's another thing I noticed about this film. There's so many actors who you only see for like one or two scenes. Like even like his main big buddy like gets killed off, but like and is not seen for the rest of the film until he gets brought back to life. Spoilers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
I like to fight with see the guy with the throwing knives, who you got you just got a story about. Oh, these guys are so fucking deadly, and then we don't see him for the whole film, and then the guy that goes and gets the knife, the big thing of like we're all that basically they all chase this knife because the knife can turn back time, right? And then
Only the Saints are charged
Yep.
though.
Oh, yeah. As long as only if you've got enough, ammo in it.
Mhm.
And I just like the fact that he has the big battle moment over the knife, and I'm like, who decided this? I loved it because they had a throwing knife fight with CGI throwing knives. So in my head, all I could just see is two guys doing this at each other with nothing. But it's like he had a good wee arc of like we're bad guys, but we're good guys. We're good. No, I thought that was fun.
Good guys with questionable morals.
He just doesn't want to pay taxes. That was
Who does?
Right.
I love the fact that he came up with this
Totally relatable.
amazing backstory of these horrible area. I think it was like the equivalent of something like the boneyard or whatever they call it in it. And they're like, you can't go through here, you'll die. They're all like murderers and slave traders and the worst of the worst type of people. And it's like, no, we just told everybody that so that it would leave us alone so we didn't have to pay our taxes and we could have ostrich racing. And I'm like, what? Yeah. It's like, this is so good. Like, what an idea.
Yep. It was like making Moss Eisley fun. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what we always wanted. Yeah. But I don't know, like this film, like it hits a niche and it does its thing, and I can't fault it for that.
Yeah.
It's like I keep coming back to that comparison of Sonic the Hedgehog where it is like yeah, you did the thing, but this one does it in a way that's actually entertaining.
Yeah.
Like, and you don't feel like you've wasted time.
No. I think the only thing that this film kind of drops the ball a little bit on is it never kept my attention. What? Am I getting made fun of there? Did I miss it?
No. I think Michael's just disagreeing, but like,
No, I very much felt like I could have had those 2 hours back.
Oh, right, okay.
well, just push the button and you get them back.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, no, only lasts for a minute.
Oh my god, you just didn't get the point of it, Michael. That's what that is. You can always get your
Alright.
time back. Find the big rock.
Ah, shit.
No,
I mean, like, yeah, it's usually 1 minute unless you jump into the ultimate sandstorm and reset your entire life.
it never kept my attention at the bits of the action scenes well enough.
Yeah, that's my main.
Some of,
All 5 minutes of them.
yeah, but it's no. See some of the moments of them just like walking in the desert and the prince and the princess are getting to know each other and that. There may have these things happening. Like none of that engaged me to the point where I was kind of playing on my phone because it's like okay, I didn't
mean,
like to, but it was just like see if the bits were a bit more entertaining. And she annoyed me. She just see this whole. I'm just going to hold back information till the last possible moment, and that'll cause every bit of trouble that we get into. It's that whole. We're going to be silly.
Do you think we can get through one podcast where Chris doesn't hate the female lead in any movie we've watched?
I did not hate the females in
Yes.
Parasite.
Oh, okay, but we haven't got to that movie yet, though,
Yeah.
so that still hasn't happened.
It's because they never
There's-
they never write them cool.
I know they never write
It's
them well, but I'm
just-
just making fun of it because every podcast Chris is like, pure, you know what I hate? That woman.
Because
There's one film we can probably guarantee, but it'll be ages before we get to it, and it's T2.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Sarah Connor.
Right, because
Yeah.
I remembered this actress's face. She was in Clash of the Titans and played basically the same goddamn role of I'm going to drip feed you information when I could just tell you what's going on, and we could move this along. Seeing the remake with stupid Sam Worthington, who just had to be the only person with an Australian accent.
Yeah.
And
She was also in Hansel and Gretel, Witch Hunters.
Oh god, I forgot about that movie.
Jeremy Renner.
Yeah, that was a weird film.
What a dark time that was.
Yeah.
Like, was that like early 2000s, 2009 maybe, or something like
I
that?
think so. It was when they were trying to get round this whole idea of swearing's cool. R-rated is cool by just making everybody swear.
Yeah. I don't know, like, all these characters are really one-dimensional, and they're always playing the same roles. Like, you've got flipping Ben Kingsley, who literally has one role. Like, it's like, hello, would you like a Middle Eastern royalty? I'm your guy.
Do you want me to be the bad guy in the end? That'll be me.
Yeah, sure. I'll do it.
Do you know, this is the one that I always find horrible. See the brother that comes after him. Again, I've not got IMDb up, so I don't know the actors' names now because it really messes with Skype. So I'm just need to spitball. Okay. See him? He was in Rock and Roller. He played the rock and roller guy, the guy that goes missing, and he's brilliant in that. And he's a good actor who keeps getting hit with absolute guff of films. Like in this, he's just an angry guy. He was in the Fantastic Four film, well, Fan Four Stick, that rebrand one of it. He was the baddie. He was Doom.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, so he was. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I remember they tried to make Doom into some sort of like Eastern European hacker or something like
something
that.
nuts, and he gets this meld thing with it, and he melds with.
Yeah.
Do you know what's not?
That movie fucking sucked, man. Like,
do you know what is mad? See, like the normal Marvel canon really embrace space magic of things from space are magical, yet with Fantastic Four, because it wasn't part of the cinematic universe, they just never wanted to be magical. Because I want to see magic Doctor Doom. Like, he's super smart, he's got all this tech, but he's a fucking magician as well. I want that version of him.
I want to see him, like, fucking the Fantastic Four walk into his country and him just be like, get the fuck out of my country that I own.
yeah, it's never gonna happen because like that kind of thing, like actually trying to make some sort of like good dictatorship can't be shown to large audiences. They'd be like, none of this. But he helps all these people. No, he's evil.
Yeah. Ofcom would kind of have a field day with that one.
Yeah, they really would. But it's okay in comics because no one gives a shit what happens in comics.
Exactly, yeah. Only nerds and virgins read those.
Nerd!
Yeah.
Welcome to the Nerd Virgin podcast, brought to you by
Nerds and Virgins.
Marvel.
So, anybody else got any strong feelings they would like to get across of Prince of Persia?
I don't think that's possible.
No.
Like, there's no way to actually feel strongly.
Feelings, no.
It's like I'm trying to think of anything else I want to kind of say about it, and I'm just like, it was like us with Sonic. So you try to make that episode last long enough because there's a point where you go,
I admire the production value of Jerry Bruckheimer's films, right? I'll give him that. That's one thing he always does well. He manages to create consistent and believable fantasy tales.
Yeah.
When it, like his Pirates of the Caribbean films and this one are like, they're very cohesive, well-made films. Can't really fault them. So, congratulations. You're not the worst.
No. Yeah. I'd like to see a film like this again. Just done again. Like, because what I liked about it is the thing that I think, as you're saying with Mission Impossible, is one of the few series that kind of get it. They know that they're not a super serious film, so they're allowed to have their wee comedy moments and have fun. Whereas I find stuff like Fast and Furious takes itself so fucking seriously, even when they're ripping the piss out of themselves. No, because Vin Diesel genuinely thinks he's that. The only times it is actually fun is when The Rock's in it, because he doesn't care. Same with Jason Statham. No, I keep meaning to watch it.
Right. Hobbs and Shaw is just Rock and Jason Statham. Like, so it is a comedy.
Yeah.
And that makes it watchable, right? So don't worry. Go into that one, and you'll be like, actually, Chris, I think you'd fucking love that film.
Probably
Like-
would. Does
like,
does
'cause-
Idris Elba not get like psychic powers or something at one point?
No, it gets made bionic. That's the whole
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Like he's a superhero,
Yeah.
but like,
Okay.
just get into it, man. Like honestly, I'd be happy to do a Hobbs and Shaw. Always the worst. Like,
Oh. Sadly, we can't do that till after August. Because August is when we're moving into the foreign film thing.
oh, the remakes
Yeah.
of foreign.
We will
films.
talk about that more at the end of the show.
What?
Hmm.
Is Prince of Persia in any way comparable to John Carter? Because we've got
Ghosts of
like
Mars.
what?
The Ghost of Mars one, or what?
No, the Disney kind of John Carter, the one with Taylor Kitsch.
Yeah, he just ends up on Mars and becomes a superhero on Mars, doesn't he? Because he can jump really high.
Right, I think maybe you've got our wires crossed, but I'm thinking of John Carter as the ghost, as the thingy of Mars one, isn't he? Like something of Mars. What are you talking about, Michael?
Welcome back to Googling with always the worst because we don't remember films apparently. I just know there's one
Right.
where he can jump really high. He's got long hair, never wears a t-shirt, and can jump really high.
Yeah, it's the one where like it's basically Planet Hulk. Yeah,
Yeah. Yes.
like it's on Mars and it's got all the weird
So-
things, right?
Yeah, there's also C. John Carter of Mars 2000. Yeah, so it's the 2012 one.
there's more
Right,
than
20
one?
Yeah, and based
What?
on A Princess of Mars, the first book of the Barson. Yeah,
So you're thinking of this 2012 John Carter thing, right?
Uh-huh.
Right. Okay. Well, I've not seen this one. Maybe.
no, the only way I thought it was comparable is because you've got young possible action hero man like
Hmm.
Taylor Kitsch, Jake Gyllenhaal, but no, the films, as I've seen, cannot be compared in any way.
Okay.
Right, I need to see this other John Carter.
Yeah.
one. Like,
Yeah.
I did. What? Did I miss this? Like,
Maybe.
What year is it?
I don't know anymore.
Right, on the note of, films about aliens on other planets, is anybody excited for Dune?
No.
No,
Doom,
Dune.
the one with the rock.
No, that I was excited about.
I just remembered a little tiny factoid just for a second there, but like, it was the John Carter movie and the Mars Needs Moms movies came out at the exact same time, and both of them flopped so fucking hard
Right.
because apparently no one wanted to see Mars movies. Like, it just fucking like obliterated at the box office.
What was
But that was just a little fact that came into my head there. I just
Nice.
remembered it.
What was that
So-
film? It was based in Mars, and it was Ice Cube going to Mars because of some mad horror thing on Mars. And the Ice Cube took a team of people to Mars to fight this because
Was that Jason X or something? I don't know.
No,
So this
no,
sounds
it's
like-
not Jason
X. oh man, because it has. I'm pretty sure it actually has like Mars in the title. Because I remember I watched it, I was like, "What
gonna
the
melt
fuck
up
am I
there.
watching?" But yeah,
Mars
there was this. I think
Mars
it was
needs
right-
ice.
Yeah, do you know what that is? I think it was around about that time.
Mars needs gangsters.
The only good Mars film is Total Recall.
Hmm.
Now,
I
there's
thought
a-
you were going to say Mars Attacks.
They're both good.
yeah,
I
but
like them.
I wouldn't even call that a Mars film because it
Oh,
happens
it's
on
not a
Earth.
Mars film.
It's out on Earth, yeah.
Yeah.
Well.
But yeah, but
So
Arnie,
Dune
Dune.
is what you were talking
Dune.
about.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's just 'cause-
So right, so I don't care
okay.
because like literally what I find really annoying about the look of it so far is it's so safe.
Mhm.
It's so exactly what people expect of Dune,
Yeah.
right? And that kind of puts me off because I mean, when you look back on something like, have you seen the documentary of like Jodorowsky trying to do one?
Yes.
Like it has ideas for just like pure right. We've got massive space opera. It's also psychedelic and crazy, and even like this one just looks like it's copying the visual style of David Lynch's Dune, and
Mhm.
no one liked that one. So
Yeah,
like
it's kind of
do something different.
it's kind of rubbish because it is Denis Villeneuve
Vanilla Vanilla.
doing it, and I love his work. But
Yep. He's good.
I've only seen screenshots. Like I've tried to not look at it because I really like him as a director. So I was like, I don't want to skew my opinion on it of seeing trailers and stuff or anything about it. I was like, I seen the screenshots. And I was like, these are pretty cool. And then I went, that was it. I dropped it because I was like, I trust his directing.
Yeah.
But now, whenever you're saying that, I'm scared.
The only thing I think I've seen has been done right so far is that they know that it can't be done in one film.
Yes.
Right. That's the correct option. Like making it into either 2 or 3 films would be the only way to do it justice.
It's way too big. Like just the scope of the world is so big. Because I remember when I got into Dune, it was not because of the book or the films. It was the PC games.
Mm-hmm.
Dune 2000. That was like my
RTSs.
yeah. That was like my first RTS after like Command and Conquer. That was like the first one I ever played. I never played StarCraft or anything like that. This was my Alien kind of one, and I loved it because you just went the blue team with the airplanes. Out there, the Atreides, I think that's that house, and they had airplanes and nobody else had airplanes, and you just bombarded the whole level.
So you're gonna be kind of confused when you get to the films, and you're just like, well, these guys have airplanes. How's that not gonna?
Wait a minute. No, like this isn't how this works. They're meant to have flamer tanks.
But I think it'll be good, but I'm not necessarily holding my breath for someone to come out with something. So
It's not going to be like a classic, like we'll be talking about it in 20 years' time type thing.
But to be fair, that's exactly what I said about Blade Runner 2049 when it was announced. I was like, you just can't fucking do it. Even if it's middle of the road, it's going to be something, and that's going to be it. But I went and seen it and was like, oh,
Never
they
mind.
made a good sequel. Fuck, I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And I don't mind being wrong.
Yeah. So, like, fingers crossed, you're wrong again.
Yeah.
This turns out to be some amazing space opera.
But if we're talking about really good adaptations, let's get on to Double Dragon. Like,
Yes.
Let's do it.
Ready? Here we go. Here we go. Woo! Double Dragon.
right. So, holy shit. What the fuck is this movie? I have never heard of it. I've never seen it.
Oh, I seen it when I was wee. I didn't, and I don't. I'm glad I have no recollection of what it is, except from the transformation into their clothing. That's the only bit I remember.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, there you go, Chris. Getting straight to the end of the movie, like within 3 seconds. I'm like,
Doesn't spoil nothing though.
Again, we're in another a game to movie adaptation of a game I've not played.
right.
But Double Dragon is basically like Streets of Rage, right? It's
yeah.
sort of the isometric moving,
Side-
not
side-
isometric,
yeah, side
side-scrolling
yeah.
fighter. Yeah, like Contra, but just like fighting.
Yeah, basically Streets of Rage, Final Fight, all that kind of stuff. Walk forward,
Yeah.
punch people, and that's it. Yep.
So whenever you see like a game like that with little to no plot, you think movie. That's where a movie is at.
Yes, exactly. But what is fantastic about this film, right, is holy shit, they actually somehow managed to keep the source material.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? It's a like kind of torn down city where this gang's on the loose and they just go around kicking the shit out of people with their kung fu powers.
Yeah.
That's it. And it's got the people, it's got the woman with the whip, it's got the guy with the fucking powers, it's got the fucking big bulky dudes with his mohawks. It's got it all. Like, it's not even trying, and it's done it.
I love the world building of this. See the world that's set in. See if you turn that dial from being like a kids film to I'm going to be a super serious movie. Just keep the world and just change the story.
I'm sorry, but that already exists. Right, it's called
Just
The Warriors.
Yes, God,
Oh.
so yeah.
Like, it literally has a scene in this movie that's ripped from Warriors, where the guy who organizes all the gangs to get together in the one hide, and then it's like basically so they can take over. Like, yeah,
Oh
that's the
fuck,
same
so
scene.
it is. Oh wow, I completely forgot about the Warriors.
Right, so yeah, it's got the fucking like I guess the clowns in this, the baseball
yeah.
furies, like all the stuff is like it's just the same shit, but it's nice. I like it. So this movie is weird because it doesn't even attempt to talk about the setup of the scene. It's kind of just like Los Angeles got destroyed in an earthquake. Everything's just as it is now. These guys drive a flame-throwing truck, car,
Yeah.
hearse sort of thing.
And they made a truce with the police. That is the funniest, best bit ever because in my head, I'm going, that could be the real world at some point where the gangs went to the police, right, what we'll do is, right, we won't do nothing during the day. You leave us alone at night time. And they go, okay. Okay.
Done
Yeah.
deal.
It's pretty much the
Yeah,
Warriors.
it's
And
fucking nuts.
right. But it's just this it's such a wonderful idea, like of just I don't know, making it into such a stupid, fun, cartoony version of the Warriors, right? Where like you can just get away with like slapstick comedy and like over the top fight scenes and stuff like that. Just like I honestly can't really fault this film, other than maybe it's like lack of production
Yeah.
values.
My,
That's
my,
about
one,
it.
one of my big gripes was Jimmy was too good at martial arts. It made everybody else's look horrendous. Like,
Jimmy, you mean Ugg, or which one was he? Home?
no, he was home. He was home.
Yeah, homely and ugly. Fucking terrible.
What
joke,
is it
but
with
great.
dystopian kids films from this part of the 90s where they just need to do a car chase with fire? Like, Mario done it. They're doing it here again. It just seems to be like, we need to have a car chase in it with fire.
I honestly don't know, but
I'm
here for it.
thankful that they did.
Like that whole initial car chase scene is off the rails. Like they have weird technology that they don't even bother to explain. Like the bad guys seem to have this thing where they can like track people and know their addresses. Like they've got like access to computer almost.
Yeah.
Like, because none of the cars have Reggie plates, but they just kind of like scan the car, and then it's like,
And it's like, do you want to know about the car? Do you want to know about the people in the car? Like,
Yeah.
take your pick.
here's their address, and this is what they just bought off Amazon this week. It's like, oh, okay, thanks.
Here's their mother maiden name and the security sort of codes. Like,
It's
I loved how many times they went back on the whole how the dad died thing. So at first, it's like the king sacrifices himself to make the medallion. That's straight off the bat. That's what they say. He sacrificed himself. So you're like, right, cool, he's dead. And then it like 2 sentences later, it's like, but then he realized the trouble that was caused by the medallion. I'm like,
I don't
but-
know.
but how? But he was okay. That's fine. And then later on, the T-1000 is interrogating them, and he's just like, oh, I know, he's just like stabbed their mother through the milk bottle, and he's just like, when I killed your father, and you're like, are we still talking about the king? Is that the same guy? I think it's the
I don't
same.
think it was though. I find it hard to believe that was their father. Was that the case?
I don't know. No, because they never give you anything about who their dad is.
They just kind of have like a rough idea because
So
I don't
even
think
then, that was just a throw-in. How he's like, by the way, I also killed your dad.
No,
Yeah,
and I like the
100%.
fact he was just so cool about it. He was like, all right,
Yeah.
no
Cool.
bother.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing,
Yeah.
because like their mentor is meant to have known their dad. That's why
Right.
she knows them. And I
Mhm.
don't know if they were like archaeologists or guardians of the medallion. But then we have a scene where they have in modern times with their weird ninja masks going in and destroying a village. And I'm like, has their dad got something to do with that village at that
Yeah.
time?
The
Was
village
she
that
meant to
is-
be there?
Why do you care?
The
We
village
need
that
to
is
know.
the village
don't
that
need
is
to know.
somewhere in China.
Oh my god! Right, so I need to talk about
so
this
lazy.
as you're establishing shot. Right, do not have an open field that's completely out of focus. Right,
Then Double Dragon.
and it's just your welcome to Double Dragon. Like, no, don't introduce us to the fucking rice fields of wherever. Right, we need to know who the characters are. Not
Oh, nuts.
so bad. Like,
That is-
like
Somewhere in China.
China, yeah, and like
Somewhere. Just somewhere.
in this
Doesn't
village where
Doesn't
like,
matter where.
people have cut out their tongues so they can't talk about the dragon medallion or something.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
Oh,
what? All right.
yes.
So this film was full of surprises, though.
Yeah.
Did anyone
Oh,
know
yeah.
that Alyssa Milano was in this?
Nope.
Right. One of the girls from
Charm.
Charmed. That
yeah.
was it. Charmed. Yeah. That was good. And the T-1000
1000.
was the bad guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Robert Patrick.
Oh,
And I
Was he,
like
was
how
he also in the X Files at one point?
yes, I think he
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
I think he had a
yeah.
thing in that. What I loved about his weakness was the big giant guy comes and goes, the lights. He doesn't like the lights. I'm like, they never give a context of why he doesn't like the lights on. He just goes. He has one scene where he goes, you're meant to, tell me when you're putting the lights on so I can put on my shades. And you're like, okay.
Is he just being extra? Or
Yeah, I
is-
think he is, because he has his glasses off all the time and daylight.
Yeah.
But his eyes do glow when
Yeah.
he gets powers. And by the way, like, did anyone else get like Mayor of Toontown vibes when he started to
Yes!
fucking turn into paper and flop away into
Yeah.
a shadow? It's like, remember when I killed your brother, Eddie? I sounded just like that.
See, their mentor, she was the girl from Rambo 2.
Okay.
See the
Cool.
guide. So he gets the guide from Vietnam to take her through, and he falls in love with her, and then she dies. Same woman who
Spoilers.
weirdly looks younger than she did in
Yes.
Rambo 2.
Yeah.
I was like, is she Benjamin Buttoning? Is this what's happening here?
Perhaps, but you know what's quite surprising? I think that literally everyone in this film went on to still have a good career.
Yeah.
Like, despite this being like
Yeah.
potentially a career-ending film,
Mhm.
like it's really surprising. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how they got away with it, but
I-
you know
'cause
what else I want to talk about is like in particular, see when the movie starts up, right?
Uh-huh.
Like this the title cards, and I'm like, who? The what? Like that
Yeah.
I've never heard of this like film production company. I've never heard of the publishers.
No.
And I was just like, how is that possible? How is it possible that someone set up a movie studio that managed to launch one film?
Do you know, I loved when they came up. See, when I was watching it, and you just had the wee white specks, and the fact that everything slightly wobbled because it was old film,
Like film
look.
stock, yeah.
And I don't know why, I just had such a nice moment watching just the intro bits of going, man, that's fucking cool. Nobody else cares, but I'm like, I like that.
I noticed the cigarette burns in this film so much more
Yeah.
than I've
Yeah.
noticed in any other film
It makes
ever.
me wonder if this was like not actually a VHS copy, and like the one we watched was maybe the actual full cinema rip, like because that would be a
Possibly.
higher quality version.
Right.
Possibly.
Because it wasn't the right aspect ratio as
Yeah.
well. So I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. That's a possibility, actually, that we got like the proper version of it, which is cool.
Mhm.
Which I'm pretty
Yeah.
good with. Because Jimmy, he's in John Wick 3.
yes, yep.
Cool.
And he's amazing in that because he loves John. He just loves John. He's like, John, you're a cool guy.
It's like,
I
thanks,
can't wait
homie.
I can't wait to kill you because you're so cute.
But like yeah, like imagine like doing this film and someone still saying, "Ah, that's all right, we'll still hire you."
Yeah.
Like for serious works later on
Yeah.
down the line. But apparently, like I just discovered it because I was just saying that like I had never heard of this film company.
Uh-huh.
They apparently did Terminator 2, Imperial Entertainment. Do you remember them being at the beginning of that film?
No.
Like, I honestly feel like I've never seen that logo before in my entire
No.
life.
Oh,
Imperial
man, I'm going
Entertainment.
to watch T2 now just to see if they're there.
Oh no.
I know, God. Donald
And-
need to
and-
watch Terminator with me.
And Total Recall apparently did as well.
Oh, they've
What
got
is-
some bangers attached to their name.
Like, but that's the thing. It's like, how did they do that? And I've never seen their name before. I would surely remember that as like a kind of a keystone point at the beginning of a film because you always remember like, you know,
Yeah.
like Universal Pictures or something like that. But
Yeah.
Wow. What a wee kind of, hidden gem of a studio then.
yeah, because to think about it, like this film has a lot of like sets and a lot of like practical effects going on. There's a bit where like they blow up an entire riverbank for no fucking reason, right?
How does that blow up? Because I looked away for a minute and then looked back and the river blew up. I was like,
Yeah, because the river is made of like toxic chemicals that are full of like
yeah.
I don't know, like petroleum or something, maybe. I don't know, but like
All right.
Like that just
a
caught
missile
fire.
hits it. Yeah, and it blows up everything.
Okay.
Yeah. But also, so they were like, if you fall in this water, you get diarrhea for a week, and
And your hair falls out.
your hair falls out. But nothing happened to them.
Yeah.
It's if you drink it, right?
Yeah, that's you immediately spit it back out.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I love that chase scene on the speedboat because it's like you see the cinematographer struggles so hard to not get anything in the background.
Yeah.
Like he's trying to capture these boats, but he's trying to make sure you can't see above the horizon line at any point because in the wide pan shots, it's all these like postered in like destroyed buildings all
Right,
across the horizon, and then every time you see the actual horizon in the film stock, it's like a green hill on a set lot with like a crane next to it and like all the triggers for where the explosives are going off and stuff. You're just like, oh. It actually looks like it was filmed on the Jaws ride. It's Universal Studios. That's what it
Yes.
looks like.
Yeah.
It reminds me of 100% of that.
Can I talk about possibly my favorite moment of
Yes.
the whole film? And it was
Please share.
when I can't even remember Kung Yu's what was his name?
Which one?
Whoa.
Oh,
The main bad guy.
Shoku. Koga
Kago-
Shoko. Kokashoko. That was his name. Yeah.
Kokashoko, yeah. So when he turns up at the whatever, the T1000.
Yes.
When the T1000 turns up at DeVille, at the theater, and he fights against the girl from Rambo. And
Satori.
that's her.
Yep.
And she kicks him through a screen, which has like it's got something over it. It's not just like
fake bricks or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like fake bricks. So she kicks him through that, and obviously there's like it breaks and he goes flying back. He doesn't come back through that same one that's already broken. He comes through another one that's totally fresh and unbroken, and bursts through, and he's like, "I'll get you for that." And you're like, this is how you know he's extra, because he went to the extent to just break another one.
He just dick move all around.
Yeah, it's like Homer in the screen doors from The Simpsons. It just breaks through.
It was the same with the woman with the whip. She just popped out one-liners. At times it didn't make sense. See, like she leaves, she stops, turns around and everyone at 5 and goes, "I'll meet you outside." I'm like, and then she
like
just
the bit just before that where she stops in the middle of it and turns and goes, "Is it hot in here or is it just me?"
Yeah, when the food's on fire,
like the fucking gasoline is torching the whole place. You're just like, this is so good because she just stops. Line.
Yeah. It's that moment as soon as she turns around, you know that she's went last. What's my line again?
There
She's
were
some weird
probably just
dubbing
forgotten
issues.
her lines and just said that, and they went, "Yeah, it's fine."
There was some weird dubbing issues in this with some of the outdoor scenes I noticed of, let's say, they've had to record their voice in a studio. Yes, that's the phrase. Because I noticed it when they were having their heart-to-heart moment outside. There was such a noticeable of like, your voice is in a different building from where your body is right now.
But it was weird. It's a martial arts film.
Yeah.
It's just good shit. Like, we're here for that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where people are, I'll get you tomorrow.
Yeah.
But one of the things I really love about this film is like there's a scene where it's in what's her name? Was it Marion? One of Alyssa Milan.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In her house, right, with the cop at the breakfast table, right? There's a box on the breakfast table that says Shoku Krispies, right?
Right.
And it's just a box of Kellogg's Rice Krispies where they've stuck the word like Shuku on it, right? Because they had that sticker laying around for other scenes, right? But they put it over it so that it wasn't branded. But they literally scored out the Kellogg's word at the top in the marker pen, but didn't realize they'd left the tab at the top of the box still folded up, so it still says Kellogg's Rice Krispies along the top.
Oh god, no!
I was just sitting there the entire time, like I couldn't take my eyes off it. I was like, how? They actually even like with the same marker pen that they scored out of the Kellogg's, they drew sunglasses on the Snap, Crackle, and Pop. It's the best prop I have ever seen.
Oh, it's so good.
Oh god.
I actually kind of want that.
Yeah. See, Shoku, I'm so interested on how he made his money. Because he's this uber billionaire, or whatever he is. But then that's it. You know nothing of his background. He's got a dungeon with a morgue in it.
Where he makes people
Money.
Yeah.
Makes money.
And as you're saying, so he also sells cereal.
Apparently, he does construction work because his name's on like building sites.
Yeah.
He also has his own brand of Krispies. He apparently just hostile took over the Kellogg's factory and put his own stickers over the boxes. Mine now, bitch.
Yeah. Oh, I
don't-
loved him. I loved him so much in this role because you knew it was just like somebody went, this is like half the budget of the film. We're happy to just give it to you if you just come. Just show up. And he went, awesome. He did basically the way Raul Julie, I can't pronounce his last name.
Yeah.
From Street Fighter did, and went, well, since I'm here,
But
I'm
is there
telling
any scenery I can chew on? Like literally chew on?
like, it's so good.
There's a scene where like the thing I was talking about earlier, the Warriors style scene, where all the gangs get united together and he turns up. Right?
Yeah.
Can someone explain to me what I missed and why they all kind of just went, yeah, this guy's right. Like, we're all going to follow him now. Like, I kind of just like seemed like they were like, cool.
It just had that thing of, oh, magic bad, so you
Yeah.
must be strong because you strangled a guy with his shadow.
Yeah, but
And
like,
that was it. That was
remember, it's
genuinely
just
it.
like yeah, you rock, buddy, yeah. It's like that's a very different reaction to kind of your, oh, well, he's in charge because he's clearly powerful. No, they were like, yeah.
I loved the look of the guy they ended up killing. See, the guy that was hosting the meeting. See,
The
with
hills have eyes.
yeah, like with the
Yeah.
tattoos now. I was like, that is fucking scary looking. That's like that proper Mad Max level gang
Is
member.
it that guy from the hills have eyes?
I think it might be.
So it looks like him,
Yeah, possibly.
but I don't think you don't see him credited on IMDb, which is weird. Also, fucking Andy Dick
Yeah,
is in it for like 4 seconds as a newscaster, and it called Andy Dick.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck off. Like, get
And
that prick out of here.
Vanna White, who's on Wheel of Fortune as well in America.
Uh-huh.
She's the other newscaster.
Yes, she is. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many like weird like cutaway points in this movie. I'm like, how did they convince someone to do this?
that just felt like there was a lot of drugs involved. They went like,
Well, if Andy Dick's there, yeah, it's probably a lot of drugs involved.
I super loved every news segment. See, every time it just cut back to they two talking about the news, like, the world's burning. Now over to Andy. Is it burning? And he's like, the world's burning. And it's
I'm
like,
on fire right now.
and he gets his wee umbrella out. And it's all told
Yeah.
up like, watch out for the toxic rain.
Like, it's so funny because it's very American in that
Yeah.
kind of regard. Like the
Yeah.
kind of like, don't worry, America, everything's fine.
Yeah.
Have you installed fans on your house today to get rid of the smog?
This was a weird one. So, LA is a fucking wreck. Everything's
Yeah.
held up by, big cranes and everything.
Like
Willpower.
Yeah.
pumps?
Yeah.
What the fuck are those?
Yeah, that was weird. The Jacks, yeah.
I love the
But-
advert though.
Yeah.
You don't know Jack.
Yeah.
But-
City.
Then the police officer says in a proper nice suburb, and I'm like, where is this suburb in the wreck of LA? And it's just his really pristine white picket fence house. Even though
Nevada. It's in the suburb of Nevada.
Well, this is the one, isn't it? It's like every shot that isn't an establishing shot is not consistent with how the actual wreck of LA is supposed to be. And that's the thing that kind of like
Yeah.
threw me off a lot during this film. Just like they had 2 street sets that were really nice.
Yeah.
They could have just probably reused those in different angles and maybe changed some of the storefronts to kind of
Yeah.
help keep the idea going. But
Like, you could have just generally just different rubbish. Because we wouldn't notice it if they went by the same shop and it was just different rubbish out the front.
well, I fucking noticed it when it's like the color grading is completely wrong
Yeah,
in the
oh, yeah.
backgrounds of other scenes and
Yeah.
everything looks fine. You're like, no, just don't show us
Stop.
this. Like,
Yeah, it's an odd one why they decided that was the good option.
Mhm.
But weirdly, out of the two that we watched, I had way more fun with this, with
Oh,
all
yeah.
its flaws, than I did with Prince of Persia. I was so engrossed with everything that was going on, and I was in stitches. I loved their wee back and forwards as brothers. They felt funny. They felt kind of real at times. Of you're a dick, I'm a dick, we're both dicks.
yes, but like their plot armor was kind of the funniest aspect to them, where they were just kind of like about to get murdered by like 60 gang members, and they're just be like, right on, bro, way.
Just run away.
Yeah. Oh, look, a motorbike.
Do you know there was one? See the scenes in the theater. I was meant to bring this up, and I forgot. I loved the ones of watching Jimmy get chased because it felt like a Jackie Chan film. See, because he's athletic enough to be able to do some of that.
Yeah.
And I loved that because I was like, oh man, this is pretty cool. I actually really enjoyed watching all of his fights. I thought his fights
He
were
did
bang.
split kicks at one point, man.
Yeah.
Like, fuck yeah.
I was like,
Jumping split
man,
kicks.
this is fucking banging. And they all did like wee parkoury moves and the way I always describe Jackie Chan fights is he never fights anybody. He just runs away until somebody gets close enough, and he turns around and punches them once and then runs away.
Yep.
I love how the start of all those fights was basically American Gladiator. Like,
Yes.
yeah, it was just Gladiators and TV. Just let's climb this net, and now we've got these big cotton buds.
Yep. Let's hit each other with them.
I just think it's mad that they live in a theatre and then for some reason they have a proper cargo net attached to a wall, and they've got ramps but nobody skateboards. They've got a skateboarding ramp.
Another one of my favourite scenes was very near the end obviously, like the police are like, right, we're gonna rally and we're gonna get Shoku, and we're gonna stop him. And all the other police are like, oh, I don't know, we can't stand up to him. No, let's. Sorry, Chief, you're on your own on this one. Then after they've caught him, after the end of it, they're like, oh, they've handcuffed him and go outside. And then all the policemen are there, like, we're right behind you, Chief. I'd be like,
I'll be
you're,
like, fuck off, like
you're
scabs.
all so fired.
Yeah.
like yous went and said no to a direct order.
This is so far after the point
Yeah.
that you're just, no, go home and just leave town forever.
It's basically just choosing the winning side, really, isn't it? It's like they clearly were paid off, and then as soon as he gets captured, they're like, well, now I've got the money and I can pretend I'm good.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm in. So fucking bad.
Can I bring up a weird one? The
Okay.
dragon powers of the amulet. Because the powers are very much established. Michael is a frozen ghost. at the
Yeah,
moment,
yeah,
right?
I
Do you
can
know
see
what?
that,
Like-
but he's got one of the powers now.
So, when Big Shoku, Big T1000 gets it, he goes cartoony, into a shadow, and that's it. And he can go inside bodies.
Yep.
He can take over. The other guys, that they can do that as well. But when they get the powers, they get new clothes.
That's because they combined the medallion. That's what you should have done all of along, and just turned into your ultimate outfit thing.
Yeah. No, but did he put the medallion together though? And didn't change outfits. He then got a new power of being able to double himself as a demon face.
Yeah, but the demons got cool outfits.
They did get really cool. They were pretty fucking
So,
cool. So
it's it's outfit beam. That's what it was. It's
Oh
his
my-
magical power. It's
it-
outfit beam.
it's Piccolo.
Yeah, it is. It's your clothes beam.
His most useful power in Dragon Ball is just like I'm not strong anymore, but I can change your outfit.
It's like, I see Gohan is naked. Right, we can't have any of this.
Right after he blows up the moon, but yet giving him clothes is way more impressive.
Yep, it is. Like
Yeah.
that's taking nothing and turning it into
Into
something.
something.
That's like defying the laws of physics. Blowing up a moon, on the other hand, like that's
Yeah.
it's just-
Right, so we've got something reported in from Michael. His
Uh-huh.
laptop froze.
Yay! Skype, that CPU draining machine that it is.
But it wouldn't be us if something like this didn't happen. So we get to
Mhm.
look at his pretty picture till he joins the chat again.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah. On that note, I want to talk about Dragon Ball a wee bit now, since we're talking about dragons.
Oh,
This is
okay.
my
Dragon and
yeah,
balls.
and balls, big orange ones. I've been watching something on YouTube lately. Donna watches with me, and she's like, "I don't know why you watch this because it just annoys you," and it does annoy me. It annoys me to my core. Is people do comparisons of who would say like they do the Goku versus Superman, right?
Mhm.
Not that one. You've got a bit more arguments going on, but realistically, Superman just crushes you into nothing because it's Superman. He's been written to be invincible.
Yeah.
Then they start doing stuff like this: Goku versus something like Naruto, and then people really go at it about how Naruto could. And then all these people make these really analytic videos about the fact that Goku would wipe the floor with them. But they get into so deep analytics of it that annoys me. Because I'm like, the reason he wins is because he's been written to win. It's got nothing about... Because they go into like actual universal scale power. So they
Yeah.
do stuff like how Piccolo blew up the sun in like 2 seconds because it was a panel. This means he's this strong. I'm like, no.
No.
He-
I just
he-
meant the story writer was like, I want to do a thing, and it's happening.
it's
The
the
end.
It's a One Punch Man thing because they say One Punch Man couldn't beat him because One Punch Man is only like city level kind of destruction power, where Goku's universal level, and it's like, but if one decides to write a story with One Punch Man fighting Goku, then One Punch Man wins
Yes.
because that's the point. And I wanted to talk
And,
about
and
it.
if
'cause I
Akira
know-
Toriyama writes a story about Goku versus One Punch Man, Goku wins.
exactly.
Because it's their character. That's how it works.
Yeah.
This stuff is pointless. Like, see, when it gets into these levels of like ultimate nerd rage, it just kind of frustrates me. Right? I
Yeah.
understand people who want to, like, within its own like category of canon, right?
Yeah.
Try and establish links and how the actual physics of the world works or something like that.
Yeah.
If it does exist, right? That's fair enough. But just stop trying to look for things that don't exist, because
Yeah.
it's just exercise and frustration. Really.
Yeah, it's this fanboyness of the thing that I really like should win this fight because
It
I
comes
really
down
like
to
it.
my dad can kick your dad's ass, and that's
Yeah.
just like that's one of those kind of dumb things.
Because when they talked about it in the Naruto one, the guy went, "This is the one time I actually respected the guy." He went, "I did not ever want to make this video, but everybody, his YouTube people, badgered
It's like
him."
they kept asking.
Yeah, but again, I think he gets like up to like 1 million views on his videos because he does a lot of Dragon Ball ones. And he went, simple answer is, Naruto would run at Goku. Goku would make him red mist. Because that's how that works. Sorry, Goku genuinely blows up the air.
He would try and make friends with them. That's what he would do. There wouldn't
be
be
like,
anything like
"No,
that. They
no,
would just
no."
be like, "Hey, buddy, let's have a good time and let's go
No.
eat some rice." Nom, nom.
You think that, but he likes strong people, so he'd look at Naruto and go, "Oh, you're not strong enough. I can't be bothered with you," and just wander off.
Right. So now you're getting into the territory where you're defending it. So
I know,
I'm not talking to you anymore,
I
man.
know, I'm
Like,
sorry, I'm
it's over.
sorry. I'm sorry, but I
Right.
like Naruto better, like in
Okay.
general as a show. Because Dragon Ball
But-
went mental.
Yes. Like anywhere, see when you get to the point where someone punches a planet in half, right? That's where you know you've lost the plot, right?
Yeah.
Like
Mhm.
essentially, as any writer in general,
Yeah.
stop that. Just stop it.
I totally get why that ends up happening in almost every manga. It's in shonen, any shonen manga, because the strictness of getting your shit out means you don't get time to come up with maybe a clever solution. So you set up with this big baddie, and then you realise, oh no, I've not got any way to beat him. So your new demon power just kicked in.
Yep. You know, Super Saiyan 7,
Yeah.
12, demonic. Yep.
Do you know what one I actually quite enjoyed? The Broly film. The new Broly film.
I'm not going to watch any Dragon Ball and like
Do you know,
ever.
do you know
Like-
what it was? I skip all of it till the fighting happens because the animation of the fighting is so good. I've already watched all of it, but now I just watch the fight because the fight's 40 minutes long.
Okay.
And it's the best animation of Dragon Ball ever. It is so fucking fluid. The only bits I don't like is they use 3D animation every now and then. I get why they do it, but I don't like them doing that because the notice is instant. It's like
Yeah.
night and day when you pick it up. Right,
But it's still got more frames per second than Michael does.
that's true. So I think we might need to throw, because we're getting to our hour mark. We're getting to our end of moment. So I'll quickly go through what's happening next with Always the Worst in August and next week and whatnot. So
Mhm.
to anybody that, that noticed that I tweeted out that we were going to do a podcast yesterday and it never happened, that was a me.
Chris being always the worst.
I was the worst there. I decided to not come home and stay out. So yeah, my fault. I put my hands up to that one. But next week, Parasite's happening. It's going to happen next week. Then, every Friday, we are going into foreign films who have been remade in English. Because we got a really good suggestion in the chat last week, and I thought that was fucking a banger of a category that we can sink our teeth into.
I still feel like most of them will probably end up being horror films for me, or something along that line, because they're the ones that the biggest crimes are committed against. in my
I'm going to
opinion.
have a look for a couple that aren't, like maybe they have like a really very distinct difference between them. I'm going to actually research into a couple, because we'll really get 4. So we get, well, that'll be 8, because we'll have to do 2 of them a week.
I just remembered that Suspiria got remade into English.
I don't know that one.
Suspiria was like a Dario Argento film.
Okay.
Actually, to be fair, it was in English as well, but it was remade quite recently in the
Okay.
past like 5 years or something. Hello.
Oh, hello, he's here.
Back.
He done
yeah,
it, he came back.
You got summoned by the words Dario Argento.
And he's like,
It's-
we summoned
I
him.
heard Suspiria and I was like, I'm in for that shit.
Yeah.
I've watched the original of Suspiria, so I would happily
Have you
cover.
have you not seen the remake?
I've not seen the remake yet. No,
Amazon specific one. Hang on, has Chris died?
No.
no,
Okay, cool. Yeah, he's just gone to like 0 frames on my Skype, but that's fine. That's
Oh,
fine.
no, right, okay.
Apparently, the bandwidth level for Skype is nothing.
Nah.
It's 2
Yeah, it's
people
just
or
stuck.
fuck off.
Yeah. I'm going to
Yeah.
have a nosy at Hangouts for
Yeah.
possibly next Friday. Let's see if I can, if it helps some of our issues, maybe.
That'd be nice. But yeah, like we're trying to think of remakes that aren't horror films.
Yeah.
You got any suggestions,
Um,
Michael? Or
Oh, I was gonna say Death Note, but is Death Note a horror film?
No, it's not a horror film. It's
Okay,
and
it's a
as it
it's a bad film.
and technically that's an adaptation.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
not really a remake, which is kind of a bum note. But like
Well,
I honestly kind of want to do an Always the Worst on Death Note because I like it.
I've not seen it. I didn't like the anime.
Sorry, Donna. I like the anime and I like the manga. Like the manga is probably one of my favorite mangas of all time.
Yep.
But I like the Netflix film. I think it's a good film.
There's one thing
look.
one thing that got me for that film, and the rest of it can go to hell. The only thing I enjoyed was Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe's great in it. But
Yep.
I just love the
I honestly,
rage in Michael's face right now. I've never seen him so angry.
right. See, the thing is, like,
Uh-huh.
I am a big kind of like, I don't know, advocate for people to adapt
Mhm.
properties, right? I think there is 0 point. Like, see if you want to watch Death Note, the anime, but done by actors. The Japanese people already did it. They did a film that was literally just scene for scene, and it looks fucking stupid because everyone in it is like done up like an anime character with the fucking teased out hair, and they all sit about the same poses, going through it. And it's like that shit looks stupid, right? No matter what. And I understand that like this film takes a lot of liberty with the actual source material,
Mhm.
but it makes something original, something I hadn't seen. So I watched it and I was like, oh, there was a new story. I saw something I hadn't seen before, and I was pleasantly surprised. Like,
Okay,
Fair enough.
this needs to happen. This needs to happen at some point. It might need to be in a down the line, but put that in a footnote that goes into the database of films that need to be done now.
Cool.
okay.
It's there because there's such a polarizing view here that I just need to see
wa-
it to be a part of the
What I really
conversation.
love though is that like that film in particular made a thing that was called the meme of Netflix adaptation, right?
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
you've got like
Manga, anime.
manga, anime, Netflix adaptation, and
Yeah.
it's like and it's always like so fucking wrong at the end part. That it's brilliant.
Do you know
I love it.
that's a cool thing you actually do of like see anime adaptations to film that become live action films because you've got like Fullmetal Alchemist,
Like-
which was trash.
Yep. Rurouni Kenshin, which was fucking trash.
Did you not like
all
that?
Fuck
I
off.
like the
Like,
Rurouni Kenshin films.
I don't want to see people pretending to be anime characters in movies. I want them to be adaptations of the source material.
Then watch any other samurai film and you've got Rurouni Kenshin of like the Ronin. Just watch a Kurosawa film.
Exactly. Because that's the thing, that a lot of these things are adaptations in their own
Yeah.
right. They are like Dragon Ball, for example, is just fucking
Story of
you
the
know
West.
the same old story. Like
Yeah.
we've seen this a million times.
Yeah.
Like it exists. So for people to get so precious over something like that is just bizarre.
Yeah.
Like obviously the Dragon Ball movies sucked ass, but that's because it was badly made. Like
Oh yeah, they were badly made.
nothing to do with them making up their own story. It's just because it sucked.
Yeah, bad
Right.
bad acting, bad effects. Do you know when see with films like that they get me? Because the reason I liked Rurouni Kenshin is I enjoyed the fighting in it. I thought the fighting was really slick. The acting and everything, I was like, okay, I can get away with it. The fighting in Rurouni Kenshin was brilliant. I thought like this idea of you basically have this like godlike speed instead of actually trying to make him magic with godlike speed. They just made him kind of move more like a ninja than a samurai, and I was like, kind of like that. With Dragon Ball, it is a thing about fighting. And 99% of that film has no martial arts in it. And when it does, you get a glimpse of a tournament from the top of a hill. You're like, can we not just be down there? Can we not do blood sport but with Dragon Ball characters? Come on. That'd be fucking sweet.
Pit Fighter of the movie.
Oh, it'd be so good.
I have thought of another adaptation that's not a horror movie that was
Oh.
originally foreign and was Godzilla.
Oh yeah. Are we talking about the
The Matthew Broderick one.
Matthew Broderick, Captain Manslaughter himself?
Listen,
Uh,
if we're going to talk about always the worst, then
Matthew Broderick is there. He is the fucking worst.
Yep.
Like,
I don't know. He did Ferris Bueller, and that was
I've never seen
yeah.
it.
And
okay. That
to
was
be
good.
fair, he's suffering for his crimes because he's married to Sarah Jessica Parker. So let's.
Oh,
Yeah, that's...
we were watching the South Park episodes about Sarah Jessica Parker there. So it was the boys wrote the most horrendous novel because they got bored and they wanted to see how many swear words they could fit into this novel. And it was a case of you'd read a couple of lines and you just throw up constantly. But everybody read it differently, so when everybody got to end, it was the greatest book that's ever been written. And it's like, oh my god, the subplot, the story, the political leanings, but everybody's seen it from their own perspective. So it was the most right-wing conservative book, and it was the most left-wing democratic book ever written. And then they blame it on Butters because they think they're going to get in trouble. And then Butters becomes like this kind of big prize winner novelist. But he gets grounded at the beginning because he wrote all the swear words. So it's him getting in. And it's like, oh, so why are you in your bedroom? And, well, even though I'm a voice of a generation, I'm grounded for all the potty mouth in this. So he's like this big famous guy and he's not allowed to leave his bedroom. I would like to do Wreck. I know it's a horror film, but Wreck in Quarantine.
Yeah.
Oh, Quarantine.
Yeah, Quarantine the original of that was called Wreck, and it was a Spanish film.
Yeah.
I think did they not just remake Wreck again, and call it Wreck in America? But there was also Quarantine was like the first one.
Yeah, I'd have to look at the orders of them because I know there's like a few of them, and they all came out within like a year of each other.
Yeah, so it was like it did go Wreck and then Quarantine immediately after, which is the same film but just English. And then they redid.
Well, because apparently there's also a Ju-On, it's been remade again.
Okay.
There's a series of it on Netflix right now.
Okay, right. That is something I need to look into them.
I just don't know why they keep doing this. Yeah. Just stop.
Yeah, just please
The
don't.
Grudge was never scary.
No. Right, so to anybody in the chat or anybody that's watching or watches this back, if you have recommendations of films that have been a foreign film first remade, just drop our Twitters are on here. Drop either of us or drop the Always the Worst Twitter in general. A wee tag. Just be like, mate, do these ones, and we'll have a look at it.
What we doing first though? Since we've got next week.
Old Boy.
Old Boy, yeah.
Because me and Michael have both not seen it, and you thought of a really good experiment. Please share.
Well, I mean, Old Boy has a nice tie-in to something else we may have watched recently. So
yes.
But I think it'd be a good one because I really love Old Boy, the original 2003 film, and not the when was it 2013, 2010? Unnecessary remake. That was makes me cry every time I think about it. But we're definitely going to get into it.
You need to try and hold their opinions back because we're running the experiment.
I really do.
Because I have to watch the remake first, then the original, and Michael's watching the original first, then the remake, to see if what one you watch first skews your opinion.
Yes.
So
I feel really bad for you. I honestly do. Chris, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
This is. Do
you know this?
It's going to ruin. It's going to ruin your ability to enjoy.
Right.
The original, and that's kind of a shame.
Right. Do you know what this is? This is punishment for me missing yesterday's one. That's my punishment for not being here for the Parasite review. I'm being punished. So this is my punishment. Yeah. And see if I end up really liking the
missing out on another gem of Korean cinema. That's what it is.
Yeah. So we'll get there, and we'll see if my mind's been broken before I get to the original. Because I kept meaning to get around to watching the original for years, going on it, because that's a trilogy of films by a filmmaker, right? He's got this.
The Vengeance trilogy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I keep meaning to sit down and watch them, and I just never get round to it.
Really good films. Yeah. I especially recommend Lady Vengeance. Yeah. Overall, out of all of them, I think it's even better than Old Boy.
Okay. I'll need to put that into my personal watch list. So, I am going to wrap things up a wee bit now. And just before I do that, Skype is being an absolute sod. Give us a wee second. It's done that thing where it's desynced the cameras for no reason.
Okay.
So I need to stop the camera and restart it very quickly. So anyway, as we've been talking about, next month we're doing foreign films to English. Give us your ideas. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be quite an interesting one. It's not going to be as us ripping the piss out of films this time. We're going to have some very serious discussions about
We'll see.
our attitudes towards certain styles of cinema. Also, Parasite's next week, and the Simpsons one. The Simpsons cast is back live next Tuesday.
Makes a return.
Makes a return.
I'm back because I'm done moving.
Yay!
I'm moving out.
Yeah, stop moving. You're moving too much.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So yeah,
Yes,
we're
back.
We're back next week. We have to remember where we are.
Yes.
And once we do that, we're back. And a little update on YouTube. YouTube, the way it's going to work now is the videos are going to be after the next kind of couple of deep dives go up. Whenever they go up, anything outside of those edited videos, they will not be edited at all. I'll just cut away the kind of stream bit at the beginning, and they're just going up for anybody to catch up, because they're there for a catch up more than our big edited versions of it, which is just want to let everybody know that if you want to actually join us and do this, come here. Like, I don't even know, I'll try and be regular with the Friday ones going up, but everything else now, they'll go up when I've got time to sit and put them up. So if you want to listen to us ramble, you need to be here. Be here with us.
Do it live.
Yeah, that's how it's...
Be here and be queer.
I mean,
Get used to it.
You have to be. Yeah,
as the full phrase goes.
That's what I'm going with.
Yeah. So, Michael, since you're back, take us away.
Well, that I can do. We've been always the worst, and how did it go again?
It's always a pleasure, and
It's always a pleasure, and we're
The
always the
worst.
worst.
There we go.
Yeah.
Both of you are.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
until next time, everyone. Cheery bye.
Bye, guys.